The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. Believe it or not, it is Tuesday, 77, and it's going to be hot, Candace.
I know. It's already hot.
It's going to mess up your dew if you were planning on doing some weed eating dressed like that today.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be weed eating today.
Somewhere between 103 to 105 is going to be the heat index. So miserable. We do have a chance of, thunderstorms this afternoon between, I'll say after 4 o'clock. It's a scheduled, it's a 1. We're at a level 1 severe weather possibility. Only a 40% chance, but Lauderdale County is included in that. We'll show you that in just a little bit, the map there. And tomorrow, a little bit bigger chance there as we roll into severe weather on a Wednesday late in the afternoon also. So we'll show you maps, let you know where you live if you're in that threat area. No tornadoes, though.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to bad weather, though.
No one likes it. I'd rather have it during the daytime. I guess it's just a thing where you can look out the door and stare.
I know, that's the worst at night when you can't see what's going on and they're saying it's tornado warning. You know.
It's like trying to sneak in the house and something grabs you in the dark and you don't know what it is. What woke her up? Whoops.
Oh, goodness.
We are Scotty Ray and Candace. It is, as we said, Tuesday. So glad to have you all a part of this. A lot of things have gone on over the last 24 hours. One of the things, I don't know if you had a chance to check everything out. Let me pull this up. Clark County. Boy, it got busy down there last night as we found out that a car in Stonewall has run off into the river. You up on this?
Goodness.
Oh, yeah. Started as a domestic argument. Next thing you know, we don't know if they drove the car down in there or if they were yelling at each other so bad that it rolled off in there. But as we go to Clark County topics, this is what we've got. Car in the river. Happened right there, rolled in there. Let's show you a picture here. Whoops, it's in there.
Thank goodness it wasn't any deeper than that.
Yeah, but as you look, that's a pretty good little boat ramp there.
Yeah, that is.
Maybe no water got inside, but odds are pretty high it did get a little wet there.
Yeah.
But arguments will lead to the stuff like that. I'm just going to go ahead and warn y'all.
You got a bone to pick with somebody, don't meet them at the boat ramp.
I was one time many years ago at Kemper Lake, and somebody's leg knocked the car out of a neutral, and whoo, there it went.
Oh, gosh. That would be awful.
Where's the emergency brake? Things do happen.
Speaking of boat ramps, I had to back the pontoon boat down in the water the other day.
I just can't see that for some reason.
Well, it did not go well. And there's a lot, we had an audience of people over trying to wait on the boat ramp, and Kurt has me backing it down, which I've only done one other time, and the boat wasn't on it.
Is there video from this?
No, thank goodness. I hope there's no video for it. But finally, I just got out and I said, you do it. And some
I
woman
would
came to my
love to
defense
see it.
because he said his famous last words, all you got to do is back it down straight.
That's all you got to do.
No, it's not all you got to do.
Well,
Because it was going to the side, and then obviously, you
You just turn
back
the
in the
opposite way to keep it straight.
I did that, Scotty Ray. I did that. And I saw him back there just shaking his head and throwing his hands up. And I said, don't ever do this to me.
I want to watch.
If there's ever people out. That's why I always tell him, go somewhere where there's nobody.
Usually doesn't work that way. Witnesses. Other things that went on yesterday, and this is a concern. I don't have the exact way it went down, but I do know endingly what happened. We had an elderly person have a gun pulled on them yesterday in Meridian.
Oh,
Their car keys were stolen. From one version that I've got of this is that it was a door knock. Hey, I've bumped your car. Could you come outside? We'll call police. And she goes down, and he pulls a gun on her and steals her car keys and takes off running. The part that I'm 100% sure on is he took the car keys and ran. That's when MPD came. They did get him. A little bit of investigation. And her son was in law enforcement. So they caught this guy, and here's a picture. Take it on downtown. And again, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But as we look at this, officers went to Azalea Park. Now, if you're going down Highway 39, this would be just across the street over the road from EMEPA is where you'll find Azalea Park is where that was. And arrested and taken downtown for robbery. How did I say
Robbery.
that? Yeah. And I'm going to let you pronounce the first name because I'm going to mess that up.
Sequentes, I think.
Mr. Carlisle there was taken in on a $250,000 bond. We can't have that. That scares people for something like this to happen.
So the lady lived at Azalea Park?
Yes, and they knocked on her door. She's okay, but still, I mean, would you want your mother scared to death like that?
No, I would be upset. Very bad.
So he was arrested, and I have to give a kudos to the Meridian Police Department for working hard and above beyond to get that taken care of quickly, and they did. As we look at, we had 2 cases of this last night, and I bring these things up because occasionally I'm not out at night a lot anymore, especially after 10 o'clock. I'm one of those that go home and get in the bed,
Right.
and then get up real early. But occasionally,
like 4.
yeah, it's way early. But occasionally you do have to make a trip to town for some reason at night. I urge you to be extra cautious because this is getting to be more and more of a problem in Meridian, Mississippi, of people laying in the road and they're just there, passed out, or I don't know whether they've been drinking, if it's drug related,
Right.
or if it's a medical issue. I do not know what it is. Our first instance, we'll look at this.
Just a mental issue.
It could be right here by the Harley Davidson shop last night, sprawled out in the middle of the road, right there. Somebody let me know about it. The Meridian Police Department showed up to take care of that issue also. But
that's a busy spot right there.
You could get hurt.
My goodness.
That was not the only place. The second place that it occurred last night. Here we go. Let's go over to 34th and 15th Street. This is due west of Anderson's Hospital. You go this way, that's where they were. Here's Highland Park. Be southeast of there, right smack dab in the middle of the road, laid out. Someone is going to get seriously hurt with this. Now, we've had reports in the past there at North Hills at 29th, somebody sprawled out in the road.
I wonder if it is drug related.
I don't know. Now, I know that a few
crazy.
weeks back, rumor was there were some cases of some bad drugs of the people that do that were passed out, and there were people stumbling around and had the shakes if you saw them at a red light. We hate to even say this. Oh, we had another incident last night, Candace.
Oh, really?
Where
What
were
now?
you? Let me ask, where were you at 10:45 last night, around that time?
At my house.
You didn't have to go to the bathroom really bad, did you?
No, I didn't.
We had somebody with an issue, a young lady that, couldn't find the restroom and thought, Union Station Wall is a great place to go. Yeah.
Wall?
Wall.
Oh.
Yeah. We can't have this. Not in our city. I don't know why, what.
I will say this. I was at work one day in town, and somebody thought it was a good idea to squat right in front of our front door
And do that.
with everybody watching. Yeah. I think that was drug related.
This could be too. We don't know.
Yeah.
Or it could be that somebody just, by gosh, couldn't hold it any longer.
That's
and
awful.
But as we start seeing people sleeping on sidewalks, and it just, we've got to get a handle on all of this in our town.
Yeah.
The next thing that I wanted to bring up was, and this is every night. There was probably a lot more of this happen. This is the only incident that I know about, but somebody got their car window broken out last night. All of their belongings with their ID and stuff inside a little bag that they had there, so it'd be there the next morning, gone. As we go to the 1900 block of B Street is where this happened yesterday. There's just no need in it. As we pull this up, here it is right here, and I hit the wrong button. Right in this area here, here's A Street, here's B Street. Right down from the electric supply place in that area there. It's every night.
Oh, yeah.
And it is not just in the city on this. This is countywide. This is Philadelphia. This happens. This is Newton, Mississippi that is happening. Watch your belongings. You work too hard for what you've got for somebody to come along and take that away from you.
Yeah, people just think they have free reign to everybody's stuff nowadays.
Oh, we got a rump road this morning. If you're leaving the house and you're going to be traveling Old Highway 80 for the next 4 hours, somewhere around lunch, now depending upon if we get a lunch break or not, if the road's going to be back open, we've got Old 80 closed this morning starting at 7, and they're expecting it to be about 4 hours.
Okay.
So give it 12:30, 1 o'clock, things should be back open as they fix a little bit there with the railroad because it's been bumped several times lately with rigs. Shearing roofs, you might say.
Yes.
That's some of the things. We got some special guests coming up in a moment. They're sitting over. Let's see if we can get a smile out of them before we go to them over here. Hey, look at there. They're here to talk about a 5K run.
Okay.
I'm going to get them to explain in a minute how far that really is because the rest of us don't know. I just know I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a runner unless something's after me. So
And then it's got to be really bad. That's all on the way. Good morning to you. We hope you got a smile. 75 right now as we start this day. All coming up in just a moment. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
And welcome back. Scotty Ray and Candace's North Crest is out and about this morning. And what do y'all have coming up? What is this?
We have a 5K run coming up August 27th, so it's just a couple of weeks down the road now.
Jay
And,
Nelson, I forgot to introduce you there. Jay and Kim out together. And this is what day y'all going to do this on?
August 27th is Saturday evening. We're going to be doing it.
Now, you'll have to explain, because you're calling it a glow run, and I'm not familiar. I don't guess I've heard of that in the past. Is this new? Have y'all been doing this and I just didn't know it?
We have been doing this for a while. Of course, the pandemic put us down for a couple of years, but this is actually our 4th run. We're excited about it. What we do, it starts at 8 o'clock p.m. that night.
Yeah.
And so you'll have all your glow accessories, and we'll have tents set up that you'll run throughout the course. And you will be sprayed. Those that want to be sprayed will be sprayed with glow water, which means when you're sprayed with the glow water, you'll go through the glow stations that have black lights under them, and you'll glow.
Huh.
So that's
neat.
it's just something fun to add to it. You know.
I honestly, I've never heard of that. And of course, you're right. The last 2 years since I've been doing this, since the pandemic was going on, so all that was. But sprayed was. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we used
Is Brother
to.
Paul doing this? Who's doing this?
Well, our youth is actually who will be spraying everybody. Paul's going to be at the registration doing his music.
Yeah.
So he will be there. But the youth are excited about it. They're going to get to do that this year. And we have some new spray toys that they will use to do that. And it's just exciting. It's a time for people to come out, even if they don't run.
Yeah.
We also have a 2-mile walk that they can sign up for, and a fun run for the children. So there's something for everybody, but even if you can't do any of those things, we still want you to come out and support. And Jay's going to tell you a little bit about what this is for.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, so the 5K is a fundraiser for our work that we do in the Dominican Republic. I'm really close to that work because my family and I started the work in the Dominican Republic about 7 years ago. We moved down there to plant a church, and it's been an awesome journey, living in a different culture, learning a different language, growing to love the people down there. And we planted a church, and the church is thriving now, even with us here. The leaders that we trained down there, they're still doing a great job leading the church. And now it's time for us to take that next and final step, which is the building of a church, a building of a facility for them to use, for them to have, for it to be their own, for them to have a home of their own for generations and generations. And that's what the race is geared towards this year, is raising funds to build a church for the people of the Dominican Republic, where my family and I served for the last 7 years.
So all right, let's talk about the race. Now, the first part of this starts at 7, right?
The race actually starts at 8 p.m. You can register all the way up to day of.
Uh-huh.
So pre-registration day of will start at 6.
And how long does the race last? What time does it wrap up normally?
Normally between the fun run, the walk, and the race, we're in and out by 10.
Now, with this being raising money, do you sponsor a person? How do you go? How do you help? How do y'all raise the funds on this?
So for several months now, we have been getting sponsors from local businesses.
Right.
Shout out to all of those that have sponsored. Our sponsorship is over. That ended on the 12th. Due to having to get signs made and the T-shirt made with their names on it, we had to have a deadline for our sponsors. That doesn't mean you can't still sponsor. Your name
Right.
just won't be on the T-shirt, or we may even be able to get you a sign made real quick if you want to throw some money out there. But
Right.
we're excited about those that have helped us and sponsored. We've had great support from our community with that, and we're excited. We looked up, our pre-registration ended at midnight last night. That was to guarantee you a T-shirt to go in your swag bag, which Jay is modeling our shirt this year.
There you go.
And we have 141 that have already pre-registered for the race.
Wow.
So it's going to be big. It's going to be great. Lots of fun. Like I said, you can register all the way up to the day of. We will have packet pickup with your swag bag pickup on Friday night, the night before the race at Northcrest, in the drive-through in the back of the church. The swag bag has, like I said, for pre-registration people, it'll have their shirts in it. Then for everybody, it'll have coupons to local businesses. It'll have glow accessories. It'll have just miscellaneous items, pins, probably magnets. Cups. There's no telling what'll be in it because businesses give us those items to put in the swag bag. So we don't ever know what we're going to have until we are actually there putting them together. So, but like I said, it's fun. We're going to have face painting for the kids.
Right.
Bring your dollars. Face painting will be $1. The kids will get a ticket. They love that. It's going to be glow in the dark paint this year. This is the first year that we've had the glow in the dark paint. We normally just use regular paint, but we're going to have the glow in the dark. We're going to have a huge photo booth. It's going to be a tent. We have Hobbies Galore by Taylor that's going to put up a really awesome backdrop for the photo booth, and we're going to have glow accessories for sale. So bring your dollars with you. You'll be able to help us out that night as well.
Now, have you had anybody else enter the bench warming other than Wayne Ainsworth? Is he still the only contestant in this? I saw him Sunday.
I love that.
Got to have that for us activities that I could handle. I could handle that part.
Where's the race going to be? Where's it going to?
It's at Bonita Lakes.
Okay.
Down at the boat launch is where everybody will gather. And it'll go from the boat launch across the dam, down around the bottom lake, back across the dam, and back to the boat launch.
Seriously, have y'all just thought about having like maybe a golf cart race for the rest of us?
We're up for anything.
Yeah. Hey, if it'll raise funds, we'll do it.
So
That's right.
I bet if you put banana pudding at the finish line, he'd get involved.
I'm all about some nanner pudding. Y'all need a nanner pudding contest of who's got the
There you
best at the
go.
church.
Oh, goodness.
So how do we get in touch with you to either join or donate money and take a part of this and help out? Who do we call? What do we do?
Sure. I'll be glad to give you my phone number. You can reach me, and I'll answer any questions and direct you where you need to go. My number is 601-938-9293. If you want to register for the race, you can go to net.
Time2run.net.
I'm sorry. The number 2 is in the middle of it, though. It's not. So it's time2run.net.
And this is just a good calculation here, and I'm sure that there's people out there that know the answer to this about the run. A 5K, maybe over 3 miles. Maybe is that what we're going to go
We're
with?
thinking 3.2.
Yes,
We're not runners.
No.
And we probably should know that answer, but we're pretty sure that it's about 3.2 miles.
I can't go jumping on you because I don't know either. And as many times as I've been interviewing somebody about, I can never remember what it is. 5K, 3K, all that good stuff there.
Yeah, I'd have to do the walking probably. Yeah.
I'm with you on that, and I may not make it through that anymore.
2 miles is a long way to walk.
It is. What other events do y'all have coming up at the church? Is this the big one that y'all have got now? Do y'all have another event following up on this?
Now this is what we have right now. So
Okay.
we don't have anything else in the works. that I know of. We're doing Awesome August right now. If you want to come out and hear some great preaching.
That's right.
Yeah, Awesome August is going on right now at North Crest, where we have different preachers from all over the South come and preach. That's every Sunday night at 6 o'clock.
I'll tell you this, y'all be careful. Don't ever raise your hand and ask a question. I raised my hand 2 Easters ago, and Brother Danny dunked me 6 times before it was all over.
Somebody just answered 3.1 miles.
Well, thank you, Debbie. I
we go.
appreciate that. Now we know there.
Yeah.
But a great church. And seriously, if you don't have a church, come. A lot of folks say, well, North Crest is just so big. It ain't that way after you get inside.
No.
That's right.
I sit up on the mid-row there and say howdy to everybody, and it's spacious.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have lots of small group opportunities to come in and really make it make you feel part of a family there at North Crest. So
Yeah. You'll bump into somebody, you know.
Yeah,
Thank y'all
sure.
so much for coming in this morning. Again, give us the dates, the time, and a telephone number to get in touch with you.
Okay, August the 27th, 8
Okay.
p.m., Bonita Lakes. My name is Kim. You can reach me at 601-938-9293.
And she's really in charge of spraying you down, making you glow. How long let me ask this. Do you know how long it takes to get the glow off of you? Like, do you
It
glow
washes-
for a couple days?
No, it'll
No,
wash right
it's
off.
washing.
Yeah. And
Because
it comes out of your clothes and everything. So
Okay, I was
you're
just
good.
thinking about rolling over and seeing Angie glowing in the dark. Just want to make sure. Thank y'all so much for coming and being a
Yes,
part of
Thank
us
you
this
for
morning.
having us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much. Already 8:21 this morning with Scotty Ray and Candace as we get our day underway. That's going to be a big deal. I hope you can make it out. Enjoy yourself there with North Crest.
Yeah, it's going to be a neat event.
Great place to go in if you've never been there before. We did have some shots reported last night, Candace.
No, not shots.
Gunfire. 40th Street is where this took place last night. And I bring up maps always so people can understand where in relationship this is to where you live. And I want to point out, as gunfire happens, now no one was hurt with this. No house was damaged, nothing like that. But as we pull this up, let's look at this, Candace. Here we go, right here. This is 40th Street. Let's click on the picture. If you will notice gunfire here, here's Northwood Country Club Tennis. Here's Poplar Springs Baptist Drive. This is moving further and further
It is.
each day.
It is. I mean, that is just right down the street from the two churches.
Yes.
Right on Poplar Springs.
That was not the only place that we had gunfire yesterday. This 2 days in a row, the same place we had reports of gunfire. This time it was a Mustang that pulled up, rolled down the window and shot 4 to 6 times. I'm not sure the exact number, but it was somewhere in there. And we go back to the corner of 20th Street and 23rd Avenue yesterday. Mustang had a little damage to the front also. This one doesn't have that.
Okay.
But
Do we have a description other than just Mustang? Is the
Mustang's
color?
all I know.
Okay.
White Mustang. That
White
was it with the
Mustang.
damage on the front of it.
Okay.
So if you see that easing through your neighborhood, you might want to go,
Yeah.
let me walk back inside a
Yeah, I'm
minute.
going to get inside the house.
But increasingly, we see more and more of that going on. And again, we show that just so you'll know. Yesterday, I posted this of when our first responders, and they work hard, folks, for what they do to help out in the community. We had this happen on Old 8th Street Road yesterday. Basically, a tractor got stuck. They had to close the road to get a wrecker in, as you'll see here, his Midway Baptist Church.
Goodness, he's real stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so they had to get it pulled out. Well, along about that time, traffic is being stopped.
Yeah.
And someone,
Which, when they stop traffic, that usually means it all comes to a halt, wait
Right.
till we get it done. Somebody couldn't wait.
yeah, they couldn't. Here's a picture of this. Now, if you'll notice this little silver car right here, I don't know what emergency. This is them. This is where the tractor is. And I'll just show a little clip of this. What do? Whoop, we can't wait.
Yeah.
And
I'm
they
wondering
just,
if they had an emergency. Who knows? But,
but-
still.
yeah, you can't do that because you don't know why the road is blocked sometimes. There could have been a well in that road. It could have been a gas leak.
Could have been, yeah.
And this could have turned out bad. When first responders stop the road, there is a reason. Pay attention to it. And I think they got tag numbers, and we'll have a talk with someone later today.
Yeah, people just think that they have no lines, like that. They always cross that line. When somebody draws it, they just cross right on over. Like, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So y'all keep that in mind. Thomas Rogers joined us from the big city of DeKalb this morning. Thank you. Denise said her parents' home was there on Poplar Springs Drive and 23rd Avenue in that area there. Don't forget this. Coming up, you got till Friday Maybe you've had some tough times this year and couldn't pay your land taxes. You got until Friday to get that taken care of, or it's going to the auction block on the 29th. They'll start doing that where you can bid on land that unpaid taxes.
Right.
This is from the hip. I'm not sure on this part. Is it 3 years that you have before they do that? It's something like that. But if you've got unpaid taxes, make sure to go handle this.
I wonder where you can, there might be some people that say, how do you find out what's owed or who, like say they hadn't paid it when it was due or something.
You can call down there, and they've
Okay.
got several ways online that you can take a look at it. And I may have it in my email. I'll have to go back and check that out. It may be possible there.
They come out in the paper. and
Yeah,
stuff,
Meridian
so,
Star has a
yeah.
copy of it also. So you can check there. Let's see here. Ole Miss ranked 21 in the nation as we get ready for football this year. That's pretty high for the state of Mississippi going into a season.
Yeah.
We found out that Mississippi also, I mentioned this morning, somebody has bought a ticket that's worth $500,000 in the lottery from Macomb, Mississippi. I hadn't been down there, and I can't do the dance of happy, so it wasn't me.
Let's hope they know it.
Yeah. Now, here's something, and we all suspected something like this would come out of this when people were beginning to be fired because they wouldn't take a shot. We go to Illinois, and we're talking about the COVID shot, Illinois.
Yeah.
The medical workers that were fired because they wouldn't take it for religious reasons have filed a lawsuit. They have now won a $10 million lawsuit against the firm that they work for.
I think it's great. I think it's crazy that people are still pushing people, to take it. I even heard the other day where there was a company that was going to make the spouse of the worker.
That was going on there too
right,
back
yeah,
then.
Yeah. They were going to make their spouse be vaccinated. And I don't quite understand why.
This kind of revolved around a place called North Shore University Health System there in Illinois. They fired a bunch of people for that, and they're going to pay for that now.
Now, tell me why we have people coming into the United States illegally who possibly have COVID. They're not made to take a vaccine. They're just brought right on into our country, and it's okay. Or if you leave the country and you come back in, I think you have to have a COVID test before you can come back in.
At one time, I know that was right.
Yeah, not too long ago, somebody had to have one. But it's like that doesn't apply, to people who are just coming right on in the country. I just don't understand.
And the thing, if you'll remember, with the thing, it basically didn't say you wouldn't get it. It just made it to where you wouldn't have to go to the hospital, most likely, is what the shot done.
But when it first came out, the words were, if you take the shot, you won't get the virus.
In the beginning, yes.
Right. And then, of course, I know people who've took the shot and has had it 2 or 3 times, and they're sick. So
Y'all watch this, because this is the beginning. This is going to go nationwide. Illinois, just the first state to do this.
I think they need to be able to rehire, or the people who lost their jobs, they should get their jobs back.
And there could be something
If
in the
they're-
clause there.
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
It just
boy.
makes me hot. I mean, it just, like even my son, when we went to see him graduate over in Texas, we were made to get, well, I say made, you were given pretty much an ultimatum.
You
I
had a
mean,
choice,
yeah,
come or not.
right. Who's not going to go see their child graduate from basic training? I mean, I would not have done that for anything. And so, yeah, you had to get the shot if you were going to come on base. And then he had to get the shot to leave base to go eat with us. Like, to even leave base, they wouldn't. Even though he'd had COVID right before that, not long, had natural antibodies.
But and I chose to take it.
Yeah,
and
a lot of people
nothing
did.
happened to me. I didn't. There was a lot of reports that if you take it, you'll turn green and pass out. Well, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
But you should have a choice of what you do, and we're starting to see this now. People that were forced are headed to court. There's going to be more of this. Y'all watch this. We go to Baton Rouge next. This infuriates me just as bad as you said that bothered you. A father has been arrested. Why? He shook an 8-week-old baby. You know how they'll scream, and he grabbed it and shook it. They've got him for child abuse. Baton Rouge is where that all went down.
That is just crazy.
We go to Smyrna, Tennessee next, where a child was playing. Was shot and killed, 5 years old, at a playground in Tennessee. All across the nation, things like this happen, these drive-bys, these little incidents that we have in our community. Fortunately, we hadn't had anybody injured in a while.
Yeah.
But it can happen at the blink of an eye. And if you're keeping track, we're at 11 murders in the city limits of Meridian for the year, is where we are.
Have they ever found out anything about the 5-year-old that was?
Haven't heard another word on it. To my knowledge, nothing more has progressed on that. No one's talking. And so many times, and I'll say this, and I think everybody knows this, and when the police are called to a scene and they walk up and somebody's been shot, I ain't seen nothing. No,
Oh, yeah.
I ain't heard nothing. I didn't see nothing. I wasn't even looking over there. But you let somebody see a child that doesn't have a seatbelt on, they can describe the car, the candy bars, and everything that was inside.
Right. Yeah.
Why? I'll tell you why they fear for their lives, that they talk that somebody will come back and shoot up their house. That's what happens. That's the plain, simple truth. We hate to live in fear. Fear rules. Y'all know that as well as I do.
I do. Yeah, I understand that. But the more that people turn the blind eye and don't say anything, the worse it's going to get.
You're 100% right on it, Candace.
So
Sometimes you got to draw a line, and we hope that
Yeah.
line is drawn.
I think it's going to take everybody banding together.
To
And to really
hold
get
hands
something
and
right, to get something done. I mean, things can't be done by one person. It can be started by one person,
Right.
But when you think about children throughout our country, not just in our community or what, but children are being killed and harmed and all of this. I mean, to me, I just think that's more of a reason even for everybody to band together.
not enough wooden spoons used in this world that your mama had, as we all know. So that's a few of the headlines. We got more to talk about before this is over. Already 8:30. We got to visit with our friends over at Maple's One Stop Shop, one of the most cleanest places you'll bump into today. They got breakfast being whooped up this morning out at Causeville. If you need eggs, a biscuit, bacon, all of that along with some sausage. They got lunch coming as well. That's going to be served over at Chevron, St. Paul Street, also back out there. A great deli. They got a great lunch coming up. Go by and check it out. The coffee program there where your 6th cup is free. Cold drinks to cool you down as hot as it's going to be today. You'll need it. As we got pizza offered over at Pine Springs and also out at Bonita. A lot of different things. And, of course, your chance at a lottery ticket. All there with ice cream to keep you cool. See them. Those 6 locations again are Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeville, Chevron, or you can just drop into Last Chance Tobacco, 493, Broadmoor Chevron, and the 31st Avenue Chevron. Visit with them today. You'll find something that you like.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30. Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As we said, 8:33, we got temperature rising up. It's going to be warm today. Chances are we'll get some rain later this afternoon. We'll look at those lines before we get out of here. Let's take a minute and go back and look at a few things that happened in history. This was a big day in New York City. 1904, they started building something. What was it? Well, it was the Grand Central Station. And I think since then, this may have been replaced. I'm not 100% on that. But a grand building it was. A big deal there.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been to New York, I'm sure you've been through there.
Speaking of New York, I'm going to put on this. They've got the migrants put up in a very nice hotel.
Yeah, I've got that story for
Yeah,
us. It's
we'll talk about that then.
$400 a night hotel is where they're staying.
Right.
Taxpayers footing the bill on that.
Goodness.
1938, we had somebody die. It's rumored that somebody went to a crossroad and made a deal with somebody named the devil. It was 1938 that Robert Johnson passed away, the Delta Blues. Some say he was poisoned at 27 years old. Did he make the deal at the crossroads? There's been many movies about that. He couldn't sing a lick, and then all of a sudden he shows up 2 months later, and he's the greatest there was. Supposed to be the best there ever was in the Delta Blues. I don't know.
Yes.
1939, he went to Georgia on a fast-moving train. He had an 8th grade education. Who am I talking about? Billy Joe Schaefer was born on this day. I liked Billy Joe. One of the best there. He was born in 39 on this day. Wrote a lot of great country songs. Hung out with Tanya Tucker and a bunch of others.
I remember that song, I'm Just an Old Chunk of Coal.
But I'm going to be a diamond someday. First time I heard that was Johnny Cash had that in the coal mining show. I don't know if you ever saw that, where his daughter was sitting. He had to move to the city and he couldn't read or write. And he moves to the city and he can't read signs and he's having trouble. And the song was featured in that. And then he would make somebody's day. He had the Johnny Cash Christmas special. An old boy sitting around the campfire named John Anderson was sitting there. And John released the song. Back in the day. 1948, we lost one of the greatest baseball players there ever was. Anybody remember this guy named the Babe?
Yeah.
Passed away on this date back in 48. He'd just walk up and
Babe.
point, didn't he?
There's a lot of little kids that do that, you know, when they're on the travel ball.
There's a lot of
They'll walk
wives
up
that
there
do
and
that too.
Like,
Yeah. 1949, we had another death that would come about only 10 years after she found success as being a writer and, well, one of the biggest movies the United States had ever seen. Margaret Mitchell passed away on this. She was the author of Gone with the Wind. She was a lady who lost her job and, well, decided to type and write something. She sat in a motel room and done that. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
1953, this was big when we were young, of the morning shows that were out and about. Who remembers Regis?
I do.
He had an old girl that sat beside him named Kathy Lee. She was born on this day back in 53. I have no idea what's become of her.
She's on I think she's on another talk show.
She
if
is?
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think so.
Huh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
She just kind of went away because I don't even remember the girl that took her place after that with Regis.
Kelly Ripa.
That was her.
Yeah.
It just, Kathy Lee rolled better.
I know. And it was Regis and Kelly, and then Regis retired, and then it was just Kelly. I guess Kelly and whatever, you know.
Some
They've
football
changed
player.
hosts. Well, yeah, Michael.
Yeah, I don't know his
Whatever.
name, but I know it's a
Yeah. Now, I don't know
football
who
player.
I guess it's Ryan now, Ryan Seacrest. I guess he's still on there.
He's
with it.
everywhere, trying to take Dick Clark's job. 1954, this debuted. And I don't know how long it took for them to figure out that men like swimsuits, but at some point they did. It debuted on this date in 54. Sports Illustrated hit the newsstands. It's been big ever since.
Yeah.
It's very political now if you hadn't picked up a cover lately. 1958, this girl was born. I remember the first time I heard it. She caused quite a stir. Well, matter of fact, she's still causing stirs everywhere.
Last I saw, she has one of those things on her teeth called a grill.
What
You
is
know
it?
what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
It looks like she's got tinfoil across her
Really?
teeth. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but she's a little
Madonna.
old. She's a little old for that, I think. But
She found success. I think it was around 84 that she started having her very first show, song hit. I think that's when it happened there.
I think she loves controversy, though. That's her trademark.
Christy Skipper says, yes, Kathy Lee is on a talk show. Didn't know that. So I learned something this morning from y'all.
Yeah.
1961, Patsy Cline walked into somewhere and done what?
Sung the song Crazy. And,
He was recording. What a hit that was.
yeah. She recorded Crazy. It's one of her big hits.
Beautiful woman. 1969, this is one of my favorite ones. It's been redone over and over. A bunch of guys got together and called themselves Jed Zeppelin one time. I had Leroy Parnell and a bunch of others. But who remembers those working man blues? Merle Haggard had a #1 on this song in 1969. That's been a year or two ago. Oh, about 53 of them. Whew.
Yeah.
Time flies. 1975. I remember this like it was yesterday watching this. There's reruns on MeTV now of it now. But who remember watching the show Emergency? Anybody remember that?
I do not.
Los Angeles. They'd hit the little buzzer and they'd jump in their trucks and they'd run. It was on the cover of TV Guide. Her name was Dixie. And back in the day, she was smoking hot. Just thought I'd pass that along in case no one knew that.
Oh,
She had a little crush on the doctor. I don't want to spoil the TV show if you've never watched it. 1979, this would be one of the most impactful days in modern history. Most likely will continue that way as we celebrate in Memphis today and Tupelo as Elvis passed away. Where were you when all of this happened? He died in 1977 on this date. Graceland. The world was shocked.
Goodness. He's 42 years old.
He was young, wasn't he?
He was young.
He would be later
6 years
moved to
younger than what
Graceland
I
area.
am.
Have you been to Graceland yet?
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go.
You need to go tour the Lisa Marie. Also, as you go across and you get to go through the jungle room and the home looks so big from outside.
Yeah.
And it's relatively small on the inside. Out back, it's got the racquetball room. They got gold records everywhere. I mean, Debbie did the 25th anniversary of his death. We went and broadcast up there. And that's when the guy walked up and told me that he was Elvis's son. And he looked real strange. And I used to come here and play with Lisa Marie. And I thought, okay, I'm going to move over here. You just stand over and keep that thought.
I wonder if he was the dude that spray painted on the wall outside.
He was weird.
Because, they did have somebody vandalize the wall outside.
Constantly.
Yeah.
They'll also take your car if you park in that neighborhood, too, nowadays. It's turned to just be careful in that area. Make sure to park by security if you go visit. That happens. Ashton Shepherd, one of our local folks that made it big in the music industry. Coffeyville, Alabama is where she was from. She was born on this date. She's had several country songs. Congratulations to Ashton, having a birthday today. Also, this was number one as we go back to Madonna. This was a controversial song in its day. Anybody remember the song called Papa Don't Preach?
I do.
It was number one. I can't tell you the words, but I kind of know what it was about.
Yeah. We were, some friends of mine, we were talking about the reunion last night. We said, we should have had everybody dressed in the 80s attire. That would have been fun. But,
Why not?
What? And they were saying, what was in the 80s? And I was saying Madonna, Madonna stuff, and.
That was the Valley Girl days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. When everything they said was like this and like that, Anyway.
Yeah, and a lot of people remember there when Elvis passed away what they were doing. We lost somebody else on this date. It would be 1989 that she would pass away, and we still wonder why she never kissed the man, why she didn't hold his hand and hold him down. It worries us, and it's still a controversy today. Amanda Blake passed away. Miss Kitty died on this date back in 89. And if you'll remember, she passed away from AIDS, which she caught, if I'm correct, she caught from her husband.
Oh, goodness.
Sad. We also lost another great on this day. She was quite the singer. A bunch of Cadillacs lined up for this. If I remember, there were all pink Cadillacs lined up in this funeral procession as we laid Aretha Franklin to rest on this date back in 2018.
The Queen of Soul.
She was good.
Yeah.
Really good at what she done. We also, one more person, we'll remember, what was this, 69, that this was such a big movie? We lost, I'll be honest, I've seen clips. I've never watched all of it because it wasn't my thing. But a lot of you liked it. As we remember back, Easy Rider. Peter Fonda passed away on this date back in 19. Kind of concludes what happened on this. A few of the things that went on in our day. Wow.
Now, he was Jane Fonda's brother. Is that right?
Don't make me lie.
Henry was the dad.
Think so.
Yeah,
I think that's how it works.
I think, yeah.
I don't want to go out on that limb and be wrong, though. So, but I'm going to go with Candace
Yeah.
for 5 points. Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning to you. We do hope you're having a wonderful day. Y'all stay with us. We've got more coming up in just a moment.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054. If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have...
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your early morning Tuesday. A lot happening. And we're just
It is.
days away from, just a few weeks away from everything happening as we get ready for this big event. Sweet Pea Swap is coming.
That's right. It's their 2022 fall sale. It's going to start on September the 8th and run through September the 19th.
Now, you can drop all your stuff off, get by there on the 8th from 4 to 8, and you can do it again on September the 9th, 10 to 6. And then Saturday, 10 to 6 p.m. also, and it's coming up to the big sale. If you've never been to this before, this is when it happens right here, the public sale.
They're going to have children's and strollers are welcome to come into the sale. But it's going to be Friday, September 16th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, the 17th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday, September the 18th. That's going to be a 25% off day.
Yeah.
It's from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then Monday, September the 19th, it's going to be 50% off that day, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Now, people wait for this all year. This is a really, really big deal. If there's anything that you need when it comes to babies, it's
That's
going to be
right.
there.
Children's clothing, maternity clothes. It's a really big deal. Nice things. If you want to go get something for your child, or if you want to drop things off, like we said, to be sold, we gave you those dates on there, and it's also going to be posted.
Sweet
So,
pea.
it's very
Take
nice.
advantage of it. It's coming soon there. We just got a message that this is breaking this morning that Jill Biden has been tested and is positive for COVID. The president's wife now has COVID.
Goodness.
That's still has not gone away as we look around America of what's going on.
Passing it around up there. Yeah.
It does, and I'm not sure if she's been to any big events lately of where that might have come from. I don't keep up with Jill as much as the rest of what her itinerary is there. Donald Trump back in the news this morning, and he is demanding that the FBI release completely unredacted the affidavit to where they raided his home. He wants to know all about it and wants America to know about it. He even made a statement yesterday, we are at a boiling point and this needs to be calmed down quickly.
Yeah.
Most Americans are looking at this as a crossover. Chris, who is it on CBS? Noah O'Donnell tried to say that his passports wasn't a part of it, and it has been confirmed that they did take his passports.
Well, I was listening this morning, and they were trying to say that it wasn't a raid, but somebody had pointed out that was in law enforcement that if they had guns standing outside, the ARs that they had standing outside, that's considered a raid.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
That's one of the big headlines this morning. Pay attention to what goes on there. 130,000 people are going to go without fresh water for a month in Detroit. Have y'all been keeping up with this? They got an issue with the piping that comes into there. They'll be handing out bottled water left and right in there. Yes. Alex Jones still making headlines here. He's getting ready for another trial. It's his second defamation battle. And who knows what they'll be awarded this time. He's already $50 million in the hole.
I hope he put back some of that money he was making every day.
Yeah, I know. It ain't looking good for him.
Yes, right. He better find him something else if he doesn't stay in jail.
They were showing
Go to
pictures. They were giving him a hard time about where he went to eat this week, him and his wife. They said it was an expensive restaurant. If you can afford to eat there, then you need to start paying these people.
Right.
Touchy, touchy, touchy as we look at all of this. Apple is telling their employees, you got to come back to work. They all been sitting at home for the last 3 years doing what they want, but they've got to start at least showing up 3 days a week at work. That's going to be an adjustment for some people.
Yeah.
Been sitting around in their jammies all day. Now they got to dig out clothes.
It's going to be hard to make that transition back, I'm sure, for them.
It is. There's a lot
that long,
It is. And it's just you get used to your routine at home.
Yeah.
I don't know whether statistics show, and maybe someone knows this and I don't, whether statistics show that people work better from home or at the office. What do they get more out of?
I know I've heard people talk saying that they like to work from home better because they're uninterrupted more. They are not interrupted like every 5 minutes with somebody walking up in the office talking or, so.
But
they
are
get
they
more done?
Do they zone out and go to the stories and watch the stories instead of doing work?
I guess it depends on the person,
There's some people that have to be supervised. I don't care you get mad at me or not.
No, I'm sure there is. Yeah. But our business, of course, I couldn't work from home. I mean, obviously, but we were off work for 2 months that time. So I was glad to go back.
But everybody's got that one child you have to go, did you wash your clothes? Did you make your bed? Go do it now.
Right.
They grow up and they're employees of other people and they're still told to do that stuff.
Yeah.
As you mentioned a moment ago, the folks that are arriving in New York City, Yep, $400 a night hotel is what the taxpayers are paying for the migrants that are being bused there. 600 families so far.
Yeah.
Y'all do the math on all of that.
I think they opened up it as a homeless shelter a while back too.
Yeah,
when
there was
something happened.
There's a lot of hotels that were ruined, if y'all remember, destroyed. 22. This is why this is happening. 2,200 people a day are crossing into the United States. That's on average 2,200 that are not citizens and not being stopped. Just so if you're keeping up with numbers, so you'll know what's happening there.
Yeah, I just think that it's crazy that the mayor of New York acts like it's that big of a deal, you know, that a couple of hundred have came in so far to New York when thousands come in daily into Texas. Into these small towns that are overrun by these people.
Absolutely.
And these people have had to leave their ranches, you know, where they've ranched for years. It's not safe. People are just crossing their property. You know, some of them mean harm, you know.
Yeah, it's not everybody good coming in,
That's
as y'all
right.
remember those speeches that used to happen. There's a lot of truth to that. Lindsey Graham, depending upon which day of the week it is and whether you like him or not, because, well, he's one of those fence riders of what I call him. It's whatever the hot news in makes him look good in the news is what side he's on.
Yeah.
He will most likely have to be subpoenaed. He's going to have to show up in Georgia about all of the election returns and his bid to help in an overthrow of the election. He's headed to court. He tried to get out of it, and he's headed that way. Rudy Giuliani, anybody that's even friends with Trump is got some type of something going on. Rudy Giuliani makes it. It's rumored that he's the target of a Georgia criminal probe now, also in the same thing that Lindsey is being drug into. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be Donald's friend, does it?
I think they're trying to just get everybody, you know.
Well, it makes you look bad.
Yeah.
White House planning a big victory. I hope they'll wait till Jill is feeling better, but they're planning to take a trip around the United States as a victory lap for the $437 billion passage of this bill to where they're going to start spending money. They're going to be flying around talking about it. Y'all expect that to be coming to a place near you. That's a lot of money that was passed.
I would think expect the inflation to just go even higher.
It could very easily with this. And we don't even know all what's hid in that bill. There is no telling what is in there.
Well, I don't think there needs to be any more money spent like that, just frivolously spent. Because, I've heard a lot of, just even with the COVID, the stuff that was supposedly to help COVID, a lot of that mess didn't even have anything to do with COVID.
I don't mind loaning Shad White to him for a little while and go, what's this for?
That's right. We need to send him to Washington.
Let's talk about our friends at Snowden and Company. They got a lot going on there today, and they want to invite you to visit right online. You can take a look at all of their homes at snowdenrealestate.com. Many people use them every day. Find the dream home that's been waiting for you, whether it's a small one, a big one. They got all of that. Plenty of rooms to choose from Northeast to DeKalb. You can choose them all there, from Dellwood, even down, well, this is another great, beautiful home right here, Clarkdale.
That's pretty.
You can go to Enterprise. Look at that. Of course, anywhere from Forest, Madison, Flowood, Clark County, any of these adjoining counties, they take care of you all the way there. And, of course, this is Lake Ross Collins, a beautiful place to live, beautiful, spacious yard. They'll show you all this, and you can look around. Again, browse it online, take a look at it, and then they can show you exactly what you're looking for. Many folks use them. Congratulations to the Shamp family. They chose them. Snowden and Company. Great folks. This is Amanda. You'll find her at her office there on Poplar Springs Drive if you want to do a little pop-in visit. They'd be glad to show you around. Any of her staff, that's them. Whole heap of them, too. Good folks. Visit with them. They'll help you out in anything that you might need. Drop by and say hello.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. You never know where technology will take us. One of the things that's being tested is, and this may be coming out on Ford cars before long, your headlights telling you which direction the road is going to do. It is going to project an optical illusion of what's coming up on the road. Let me show you this here. This is just a little example. Daily Mail has this out. If there's snow, it's showing that. So it shows how fast you're going, and you got a turn coming up. Headlights.
That is so neat.
The future of cars. And I've yet to have one that has a backup camera. I'm going to get there one day.
Yeah. It is nice to have that backup camera. I'm just not completely trusting of it.
Well, after the 12th time that I had to get out and see how close I was to the trailer yesterday, I really would have liked it.
Yeah.
Of
You
hooking
can
up that trailer.
install those cameras, though. You know, you can buy them like.
I know,
put
but
'em
then
on.
I had to crawl under it and do all kinds of, wow,
Yeah.
just get out.
Goodness.
I don't know this guy. Anybody know a comedian named Teddy Ray?
I do not.
He's a comedian. He's passed away at the age of 32. They found him in his home. Workers were at the house, got no answer to it. He may be big. I'm not familiar with him.
An apparent drowning.
Yeah.
It says.
Awful.
Goodness.
That's one of those things. Mariah Carey, I know her. Her home was broken into. It's in the Hampton, Atlanta.
She was vacationing in Italy, is what it says. And
Yeah, all you
and the
got-
Hamptons.
All you got to do is look online. Oh, she's over there taking pictures everywhere. I just drop by her house right now and take what I want.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Just bust right on in.
And always be cautious of that. I know it's fun to list your pictures of where you are on vacation, but wait till you get back home to post them. Because there's folks that follow you that want to know what you're doing, how they can take something of yours. Well, you don't hear this every day.
Yeah, this is kind of odd.
A woman left her husband for his son. Then they had a son.
The son was 23 years old.
It just says redneck. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's all you can say about that.
Crazy.
People do anything when we look at this. The young girl that is missing from the park, from that, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, a little girl named Kelly Rodney. She was at a party. She's come up missing. They thought they had maybe found her body. Her jacket was buried, and after they dug that up, it ended up being a dog. So she's still missing.
Goodness.
I know her parents were relieved when that was not her when they found that grave site. But this has been going on for quite some time. 16 years old. We do hope that she is found and safe.
Yes.
Something went on bad, though. There's no other way to word it. As they investigate that party, it was a lot of drinking that was going on, and underage kids doing
So
things they
sad,
shouldn't have.
though. So sad.
Let's see here. This is bad news for. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're getting too close to the top of the hour there. We'll talk about the dating game of things that happen.
That ought to be interesting.
Yeah. Again, don't forget, we've got some possibly severe weather rolling in later today. We want you to be aware of that as we get ready for some possible severe weather. And that's a quick look here at what we've got this afternoon across here. After 4 o'clock, most likely, we'll be here to tell you all about it. Again, thanks for coming by.
Yes, thank you. Hope you have a good day and hope to see you back at 8 a.m. in the morning. But keep your umbrella handy because, like Scotty Ray said, probably going to see some rain this afternoon. More like tomorrow, though.
Yep. We'll see you then. Thanks so much for being a part of this.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: